हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू मनु लॉ क्लासेस। आज के इस वीडियो में हम अक्टूबर 30 2021 का हिंदू एनालिसिस करेंगे। फॉर एक्सेस टू डेली हिंदू एनालिसिस वीडियो प्लीज सब्सक्राइब टू मनु लॉ क्लासेस। आज के न्यूज़ के साथ स्टार्ट करते हैं। द फर्स्ट एंड वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट न्यूज़ इज नो मनी लेफ्ट इन मनरेगा कॉफर्स। 21 स्टेट्स आर इन द रेड, मीन्स 21 स्टेट्स में मनरेगा फंड को लेकर स्कैरसिटी हो गई है। What is the full form of मनरेगा? It is Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. Now, the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, it was passed in 2005. The scheme, it works under the Ministry of Rural Development. Now, what is the aim of this scheme? The aim of the scheme is to guarantee right to work. So, to guarantee right to work is the aim of the scheme. क्या कोई फंडामेंटल राइट टू वर्क को कवर करता है? सो माय फ्रेंड्स, फंडामेंटल राइट नहीं। इफ यू विल सी द डीपीएसपी एक्ट आर्टिकल 41 विच प्रोवाइड्स द स्टेट शैल एंडेवर टू प्रोवाइड राइट टू वर्क, एजुकेशन एंड पब्लिक असिस्टेंस दैट कवर्स राइट टू वर्क। नाउ द न्यूज़ क्या है? न्यूज़ ये है कि द सेंट्रल्स फ्लैगशिप रूरल एम्प्लॉयमेंट स्कीम नाउ इट हैज़ रन आउट ऑफ फंड्स हाफ वे थ्रू द फाइनेंशियल ईयर। हमारा जो फाइनेंशियल ईयर होता है इट स्टार्ट फ्रॉम अप्रैल 1 एंड इट एंड्स इन द नेक्स्ट ईयर मार्च 31st. नाउ वी आर इन द मिडल ऑफ द अवर फाइनेंशियल ईयर एंड नाउ वी सी दैट द फंड्स आर हाफ वे थ्रू द नाउ द फंड्स आर नाउ एम्प्टी. नाउ is there any other provisions which can provide the fund to मनरेगा? So yes, there is supplementary budgetary allocations which can be made for मनरेगा. So what is supplementary budgetary allocation? So it is request for additional funds by ministries and departments. For example, जब हम बजट पास करते हैं तो एक appropriation bill होता है, that becomes an act. Then that is an authorization by the parliament for the release of fund from the consolidated fund of India for various schemes. पर अगर बीच में ये फंड अगर खत्म हो जाता है then there is a provision of supplementary budgetary allocations. बट ये सप्लीमेंट्री बजटरी एलोकेशंस तभी हो सकता है जब उसको पार्लियामेंट्री अप्रूवल मिले. नाउ द पार्लियामेंट्री सेशन इज गोइंग टू स्टार्ट राइट नाउ. ओके, सो नेक्स्ट पार्लियामेंट्री सेशन इट विल टेक अनदर मंथ टू बिगिन, सो इट इज नॉट राइट नाउ हैपनिंग. सो डेफिनेटली देयर विल बी डिले इन फंड्स फॉर मनरेगा. नाउ ये हमारे लिए चिंता की बात क्यों है? ये हमारे लिए चिंता की बात इसके लिए है क्योंकि राइट नाउ वी आर गोइंग थ्रू द रिकवरी फेज. हर जगह जो है एम्प्लॉयमेंट और की कमी आई है, खास करके रूरल सेक्टर में. देन वी सॉ इन कोविड-19 दैट मैनी पीपल फ्रॉम अर्बन एरिया दे वेंट टू रूरल एरिया बिकॉज देयर वाज नो जॉब, देयर वाज लॉकडाउन इन अर्बन एरिया. देन मनरेगा प्लेड अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल इन प्रोवाइडिंग जॉब्स टू सच पीपल. अलॉन्ग विद दैट, अगर हम एग्रीकल्चर की बात करें इंडिया में, सो एग्रीकल्चर इन इंडिया इज सीजनल. जैसा कि हम जानते हैं कि खारिफ सीजन खत्म हो चुका है, राबी सीजन की सोइंग अभी चालू होने वाली है. इस दोनों क्रॉप पीरियड के बीच का जो पीरियड होता है, एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम द एग्रीकल्चरल लेबरर्स हु आर एम्प्लॉयड इन द फील्ड ड्यूरिंग द सोइंग एंड हार्वेस्टिंग ऑफ क्रॉप दे आर जॉबलेस. देन दे फाइंड द जॉब अंडर मनरेगा विच प्रोवाइड्स देम एन लाइवलीहुड अपॉर्चुनिटी. अब अगर ये फंड खत्म हो जाता है देन इट बिकम्स अ प्रॉब्लम फॉर एग्रीकल्चरल लेबरर्स एंड देन देयर कैन बी राइज इन अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट. पॉवर्टी बढ़ सकती है, डिमांड कम हो सकता है, खासकर जब फेस्टिव सीजन आ रहा हो, एंड इट कैन हैव अ डेंट ऑन आवर रिकवरी. नाउ स्टेट गवर्नमेंट और सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के बीच की एक बात है. सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट कह रहा है कि देयर इज नो स्कैरसिटी ऑफ फंड, वी प्रोवाइडेड इनफ फंड फॉर दिस स्कीम, but it is the artificial demand created by the states which has led to scarcity of fund. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? that मनरेगा जो है it is a demand driven scheme. मतलब कि unskilled laborers, unskilled individual from every family, when they will demand the job, they will be given the job under मनरेगा. किसी को force नहीं किया जाता है. But over here central government is saying that we have given enough fund for it, but if we will just see that the artificial demand created by the state is problematic. तो अगर हम देखेंगे इस फिगर को, so we will see that the total expenditure on मनरेगा this year is 79,810 crores and then there is a negative balance of Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, which stood at 2,323 crore and 1,999 crore respectively. Now let's move to page 8 to understand this news more better. Now if we just see the page 8 news, okay, so we will see कि this year the center allocated 73,000 crore, okay, only 73,000 crore. लास्ट ईयर के अगर हम एलोकेशन से इसको कंपेयर करेंगे सो इट विल बी 1.11 लाख करोड़, 1.11 लाख करोड़. तो इस बार एक तो डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन कम हुआ. पिछली बार डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन क्यों ज़्यादा था? बिकॉज वी वर गोइंग थ्रू द कोविड 1 फेज, देयर वाज लॉकडाउन, देयर वाज माइग्रेंट क्राइसिस. So to overcome this migrant crisis, to provide them livelihood opportunities, some earning, some income, so allocation was higher. This time the allocation was less than that, that is only 73,000 crore. The next is the last paragraph, which says that 13% of the household who demanded work under the scheme were not provided work. This is one of the problem of Maganrega, that there are not enough jobs for the people. At least 13% of the household who had demanded work from under Maganrega, they were denied jobs because there were no jobs. Now returning back to page 1, we will see again this second news, again coming from the rural sector, agricultural sector, which says that suicides among the farm workers rose to 18% in 2020. This is the data of National Crime Records Bureau, which collects all the data related to suicide, murder, rape, everything. So the number of agricultural laborers, now see यहाँ पे देखिए, आपको समझना होगा, जिनके पास लैंड होता है, ठीक है ना, तो उनको हम एग्रीकल्चरल लेबरर नहीं कहते हैं, ठीक है. एग्रीकल्चरल लेबरर्स जो होते हैं वो लोग होते हैं कि जो मतलब दे आर वर्किंग एज एन एग्रीकल्चरल लेबर इन समबडीज एल्स फील्ड. So the number of agricultural laborers died by suicide in 2020 was 18% higher than the previous year. The second important point है कि suicides among land owning farmers, जिनके पास लैंड है, it decreased slightly during the pandemic year. Now अगर हम ये देखेंगे कि why this rise of 18% of suicides among farmers in 2020 is worrisome, so we will see that was the same period when the whole economy was going through the contraction, but agriculture recorded a robust growth because of very good monsoon. In spite of that, having workers committing suicide, which rose to 18%, is a very sorry state of affairs. Now if we will see, landless agricultural laborers who did not benefit from support schemes such as PM Kisan, they faced a very high level of distress. ठीक है, तो PM किसान जो है वो उनको बेनिफिट नहीं किया जिनके पास लैंड था. फाइन. नाउ इफ यू विल जस्ट सी द टोटल सुसाइड, तो डेली वेज अर्नर्स का सुसाइड रेट देखिए सबसे ज़्यादा है. और कोविड के टाइम में दिस वाज द ग्रुप विच फेस्ड वेरी टफ period during the first wave of COVID-19. The second is homemakers. The third is self-employed people, then unemployed people, then salaried persons, then students, and then farm sector. The next is top officials liable for sale of toxic crackers, Supreme Court says. So this is the news which is coming. We have already done this news earlier, where Supreme Court came heavily on manufacturer of crackers who are using toxic substance like barium. Okay, so now the government has banned that use of barium in crackers, and the court has allowed only the use of green or environmentally friendly crackers. So इस न्यूज़ में the Supreme Court, it has said that chief secretaries and top administrative and police officials, they will be held personally liable if banned variety of firecrackers are found to be used in any state. The next news is barriers go from farmers protest side. So after the passing of that 3 farm laws, one related to contract farming, one related to promotion of farmers market other than APMC, and one related to Essential Commodities Act, which barred the ceiling on stock holding. So the farmers, they were protesting on 3 different places near Delhi, that is Singhu border, Tikri border, and Ghazipur border. Now barriers are being removed from Tikri and Ghazipur. So over here, in Supreme Court, the case is also going on where there is a conflict between exactly two fundamental rights, that is 19(1)(b) and 19(1)(d). Now 19(1)(b) says that it gives the freedom to the people of India to assemble peacefully without arms, and Article 19(1)(d) gives freedom of movement. The next news is about the removing objectionable post on Hindi removing objectionable post on Hindu deity. Delhi High Court says to Twitter. It says it is the violation of Information Technology Intermediary Guidelines and Digital Media Ethics Code Rules 2021, and it says that if Twitter does not follow this rule, then it will lose the legal immunity provided under Information Technology Act 2000. Now what is this legal immunity? It is provided under section 79 of the Information Technology Act, where it says that social media intermediaries, they are not responsible for anything posted by any customers or any individual or any user of that social media platform. Now what is this Information Technology Intermediary Guidelines and Digital Media Ethics Code Rules 2021? So it creates a 3-level grievance redressal mechanism. One is appointment of grievance redressal officer by a social media company. Second is self-regulatory body registered with the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. The next is charter for self-regulating bodies by Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. The rule also mandates that every social media company shall have chief compliance officer, and they should identify the first originator of any information. The next is North-South block to turn museums. So North-South block, that is they used to house ministries. Now they will become museums. Okay. The next is, यहाँ पे एक और चीज important है, that the current vice president's residence, it will become defense enclave. All the central ministries will be relocated in the common central secretariat buildings developed on the two sides of Rajpath. Now दोस्तों, crucial by-elections in 11 states being held today. So about the by-elections are different from general elections. General elections are always held after 5 years after the dissolution of Legislative Assembly or Lok Sabha, as the case may be. By-elections are held if the seat becomes vacant before the dissolution of the House, but there is only one condition, that if less than 6 months is left for the general election, then any vacancy does not lead to by-elections according to the Representation of People's Act. Now UIDAI seeks indemnity from data bill. So let's first get the clear about that what is data bill. So there is one famous case which is called as Justice K.S. Puttaswamy versus Union of India case, in which Supreme Court said that right to privacy is the fundamental right. Now based on this judgment, there was the need for personal data protection bill to protect the data generated in India by the consumer. So the government introduced the bill which is called as Personal Data Protection Bill 2019, and now this bill is at a committee stage in the parliament. Now there is two important section of this bill. One is section 12, one is section 35. Now let's look at section 35. Section 35 says that sovereignty and integrity of India, public order, friendly relations with foreign states, and security of state, which gives power to the central government to suspend all or any of the provisions of this act for government agencies. For example, if there is any agencies like UIDAI or Unique Identification Authority of India, and the collection of data is done in UIDAI. Now suppose if somebody wants that data back, they don't want that UIDAI should collect that data, or they want that whatever data has been collected, it should be shared with the public or it should not be shared with anyone. So if any such condition arises, then the central government has the power not to obey any such provisions of protection of Personal Data Protection Bill if it is prejudice to sovereignty and integrity of India, public order, friendly relations with foreign states and security of the state. So सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के पास पावर है कि अगर ये सारे फैक्टर्स अगर इन्वॉल्व है तो कोई भी प्रोविजन इस बिल को नहीं मानी जाएगी. नाउ देयर इज सेक्शन 12 which says that UIDAI has some window okay where it does not have to follow this law. Now UIDAI it has asked for exemption from this bill, saying that they are already following the UIDAI Act. Now Modi hold talks with top EU leaders, so European Union leaders. So who are these European Union leaders? So if you will just see over here that Modi, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he has been in Italy for G20 meeting. After that he will participate in Conference of Party 26 Glasgow meeting for climate change. However, there was a meeting between India and EU. Now over here they talked about Afghanistan, they talked about COVID-19 vaccination, and they talked about EU India FTA trade, which was mentioned in yesterday's newspaper also. Okay, so these are the things. Now we have to follow this news when something gignatic happens between India and EU on trade talk deals. Now we have to pay attention that European Council, who is the president of European Council, so it is Charles Michel, this is important, and who is the president of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen. Now we have already done about the National Population Register, which is provided by the Citizenship Rules 2003. Now the NPR was the part of 2021 census, and NPR it takes the record of usual residents, means who are living in an area from past 6 months or intend to live in that area for coming 6 months. So now the information to be collected under NPR, now document has been removed from the census site. The next is Surat wins award for best public transport. So this award was awarded by the Union Housing and Urban Affairs Ministry, Hardeep Singh Puri. So Surat has won the award for the city with the best public transport system. Kochi has won the award for most sustainable transport system. Then Delhi has received the award for the city with the best non-motorized transport system for Chandni Chowk redevelopment project. Also Delhi won the best metro passenger services and satisfaction award. Then Nagpur has won the award for multimodal integration with metro rail. Now the conference, which was which is the 14th edition this year and which will be 15th edition next year, it will have the theme Azadi at 75 Sustainable Atmanirbhar Urban Mobility, which will be held in Kochi. ऐसे information AILET के लिए बहुत important होते हैं. Now what is the importance of this award? So let's come over here. Now see, it is expected that the urban population of the world is going to increase to 60% by 2030 from the current 56% in 2020. And about 90% of this increase is expected in Asia and Africa. It is where developing countries live. And now we have to we have to think of sustainable mobility and access to everyone, or universal access to be achieved by 2030. Okay, so urban transport is the make and break of the global climate agenda, because they emit carbon dioxide also. So if we want to achieve that climate emission target, so urban mobility is one of the flashpoint. Now Union Health Minister, the next Union Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandaviya has launched a nationwide expansion of pneumococcal 13-valent conjugate vaccine under Universal Immunization Program, which is a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Now it is for the first time that PCV would be available for universal use. And why? Because pneumonia is the leading cause of death among children under 5 globally and also in India. So if you will just see the impact, so around 16% of deaths in children occur due to pneumonia in India, and the nationwide rollout will reduce the child mortality by around 60%. Now the next news from COVID-19 vaccine. So Dr. Reddy's Laboratories plans to approach DCGI, Director Controller General of India, to seek permission to conduct clinical trials of स्पुतनिक इन चिल्ड्रन एंड एज वेल एज बूस्टर शॉट। देखिए बूस्टर शॉट की बात बहुत ज़्यादा हो रही है क्योंकि हम जब वैक्सीन लेके 2 डोज कंप्लीट करते हैं तो उसकी एफिकेसी विद टाइम स्टार्ट्स डिक्रीजिंग, सो वी नीड अ बूस्टर शॉट टू मेंटेन द इम्यूनिटी अगेंस्ट दिस वायरस। Now US to deepen relations with Taiwan. Now see, so we are already doing China Taiwan issue. So what do we know? We know that China is known as People's Republic of China, Taiwan is known as Republic of China. There was communist revolution in 1949 in China which led to the ROC leaving mainland China and forming its government in Taiwan. For many years Taiwan was recognized as real China by the United Nations, but in 1971 Taiwan lost its seat in United Nations and China, that is People's Republic of China, the People's Republic of China was given the United Nations seat in 1971. Then came 1978, 1979. Now what happens that in 1979 the United States recognized People's Republic of China as the main China, and but it signs Taiwan Relation Act. It signs Taiwan Relation Act under which it is the duty of United States to provide arms and ammunition to Taiwan so that no country commit aggression against Taiwan. So now US has deepened its relationship with Taiwan, that self-ruled island that has become a major point of conflict in the strained US-China relationship. तो now यहाँ पे क्या होता है, ताइवान रिलेशन एक्ट की वजह से ये यूएस का एक डिप्लोमेटिक गेम है दैट पीपल्स रिपब्लिक ऑफ चाइना को तो रिकॉग्नाइज किया उसने, बट ताइवान रिलेशन एक्ट को साइन करने के बाद इट हैज़ ऑल्सो सपोर्टेड ताइवान. ओके, सो नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस दैट इफ एनी country commits aggression against Taiwan, US will support Taiwan. So the conflict between China and Taiwan becomes a conflict between China and US. ये conflict हुआ क्यों? Because China has this mainland China, it follows one China policy. One China policy means there is no two China, that is Republic of China or People's Republic of China. There is only one China. So US recognized one China policy in 1978-79. Okay, during this period, but it also signed Taiwan Relation Act that whenever any country will commit aggression against Taiwan, so US will help. तो क्या हुआ कि ये इशू पूरी तरीके से रिजॉल्व नहीं हुआ, that it is still open to conflict. Now what Taiwan did, Taiwan is seeking for independence now. So what is happening over here, Taiwan filed an application for comprehensive and progressive Trans-Pacific Partnership. China had already applied for the membership. Now if Taiwan is applying for the membership, it means it is flouting the one China policy. So when on 1st October in response to Taiwan's filing this application for comprehensive and progressive Trans-Pacific Partnership, China started sending its jet into Taiwan's AIDZ. सो अब यहाँ पे क्या हुआ, सो AIDZ पे वो भेजना चालू कर दिया. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस एट AIDZ, दैट इज व्हाट इज द फुल फॉर्म ऑफ AIDZ, एयर आइडेंटिफिकेशन डिफेंस जोन. तो यहाँ पे इट इज़ ADIZ, एयर डिफेंस आइडेंटिफिकेशन जोन. सो 1st October इज द नेशनल डे ऑफ पीपल्स रिपब्लिक ऑफ चाइना और मेनलैंड चाइना, एंड 10th October इज द नेशनल डे फॉर ताइवान. सो फ्रॉम 1st October China started sending its jet flyers into ADIZ of Taiwan, and which led to the current crisis. Now India and US have agreed that Afghan soil should not be used for terror. This is also the part of United Nations Security Resolution 2593, which has called on Taliban to ensure Afghanistan's territory is never again used to threaten or attack any country, and it should not provide shelter or train terrorists or plan or finance terrorist attacks. Now new PM within a week, says Sudan coup leader. So what has happened in Sudan, we will do it shortly. So there was a Prime Minister Abdullah Hamdok, and it was expected that the military leadership under Abdel Fattah Burhan will transfer the power to Abdullah Hamdok. Okay, now what had happened earlier was that there was an autocratic rule in Sudan. Then there was the people's uprising, the autocratic rule was thrown out, then combined civilian and military leadership, they were ruling the country. Then it was expected that there would be full transition to democracy under the elected Prime Minister Abdullah Hamdok, when the military will transfer its the power to the Prime Minister. Before that could happen, Abdullah Fatah Burhan, he led a coup and he arrested Abdullah Hamdok, again throwing Sudan into a crisis, and then there are people's uprising which has led to Sudan into a deep crisis. The next is WHO chief. So Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, one of the most prominent figure during COVID-19 pandemic, he is going to be the Director General of World Health Organization. Okay, he is the former Ethiopian Health and Foreign Minister, and he was elected to WHO leadership in 2017, and his 5-year mandate ran out in August, but again he has been elected as the DG of WHO. The next is core sector growth deaccelerated to 7-month low of 4.4% in September. So if you will just see the core sector growth, so it is going very fine, but if you see the September data, the growth was lowest based on year to year. So the reverse 2 months of accelerating production, where August saw an expansion of 11.5%. आपको याद होगा कि ये हमने पहले भी किया था कि that is called as low base effect. So whatever good core sector output we were witnessing, it was because of low base effect. अब धीरे धीरे जो low base effect का advantage है, it is slowing down, and that's why the core sector output growth is also slowing down, where September recorded a very lowest pace of growth rate. Now what is core sector? 8 sector. There are total 8 sectors in core sector. What are these 8 sectors? These 8 sectors are 4 एनर्जी से रिलेटेड है, कोल, क्रूड ऑयल, पेट्रोलियम रिफाइनरी, नेचुरल गैस, देन वी हैव इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, देन वी हैव एफ फॉर फार्मर, एफ फॉर फर्टिलाइजर, देन स्टील एंड सीमेंट. सो टोटल 8 दीज आर कोर सेक्टर. जो कोर सेक्टर इंडेक्स होता है, इट इज कंपाइल्ड बाय द डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ प्रमोशन ऑफ इंडस्ट्री एंड इंटरनल ट्रेड. सो इफ यू विल सी द जुलाई डेटा, द इंडेक्स इन जुलाई वॉज 134.7%, देन अगस्त में हुआ अराउंड 7%, देन 3% इन सितंबर. अगर हम देखेंगे तो जो स्लोवेस्ट ग्रोथ है, अगेन इट इज शोइंग क्रूड ऑयल. ओके, देन इफ यू विल सी नेचुरल गैस प्रोडक्शन, ओके, दैट रोबस्ट ग्रोथ, सीमेंट रोबस्ट ग्रोथ, इवन कोल सप्लाई showed a very good growth in 2021. Now fiscal deficit. So fiscal deficit, that is the total deficit of the government of India. So the fiscal deficit has touched 35% of annual budget. Okay, so it is right now 5.26 lakh crore or 35% of the budget estimate at the end of September. Okay, तो अभी हम बीच के महीने में है, 6 month हो चुका है, but we have still reached 35% of the expected budget deficit. Now from our exam point of view, the important article is descent into chaos. So see, we just now did about Sudan. Sudan में क्या हुआ? That military seized the power from democratic elected government, and now the whole country is in crisis. Means it is sliding towards crisis. There is turmoil in the country. ये हमने फरवरी में भी देखा था. फरवरी 2021 में सेम थिंग हुआ था. म्यांमार, which is a neighbor of India and which is a part of ASEAN and BIMSTEC also. So म्यांमार में डेमोक्रेटिक इलेक्टेड गवर्नमेंट अंडर आंग सान क्यूफ ऑफ नेशनल लीग ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी, उनके पार्टी का नाम है नेशनल लीग ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी. शी वॉज गोइंग टू होल्ड द फर्स्ट सेशन आफ्टर गेटिंग इलेक्टेड इन द पार्लियामेंट, म्यांमार पार्लियामेंट. बिफोर शी कुड हेल्ड द सेशन, देन मिलिट्री विच इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज तात्मादाव, it seized the power, it arrested all the members of NLD, put them in prison, and now they are on trial. Okay, and it started ruling the country. Now, as which has happened in Sudan, that there was a people uprising against the military takeover, same thing happened in Myanmar. Now what Myanmar did, Myanmar came Myanmar military Janta government, okay, which is called as Tatmadaw. So TATMADAW, Tatmadaw. So they came very heavily on this people who were protesting. There was a refugee crisis also. Lot of refugees, they entered Mizoram, which is also called as Mizoram refugee crisis. Now what is the international reaction to this? So Myanmar is the member of ASEAN. So ASEAN summit was held in Brunei this year, and ASEAN members excluded Myanmar from ASEAN. They already had asked in April that the General Min Aung Hlaing, who was invited to Jakarta for emergency talks with ASEAN members, they had asked him to immediately end violence, start the reconciliation process, and allow a regional special envoy to meet with all stakeholders, including Ms. Suu Kyi, who is a leader of National League of Democracy. All this was not followed, so when the ASEAN summit took place, Myanmar was excluded from it. The next is about the Evergrande sized question over Chinese politics. Over here, we just have to see that there is an Evergrande group, real estate group in China. It is very giant. There is a debt crisis of this group. They have ran out of money, and they have a liability of $310 billion. And it all began in January 2021 when regulators in China changed the lending regulation to strengthen the anti-monopoly push and prevent disorderly expansion of capital in China. Now, if we will just see, China's spectacular rise is based on two pillars, that is exports and infrastructure. Export is not doing well. And now if we come to real estate, so now real estate is full of social network which includes corruption and cronyism, and this Xi Jinping, president of China, wanted to end, and so there was a rule in January 2021 which is the reason for present Evergrande crisis. The next is in India, the steady subversion of equality. So this is the article by Seema Chishti, where she is giving a narrative of right now what is happening in India. So she tells that if we just look into this India, so the central edifice of our democracy, okay, or what makes it a revolutionary idea is equality, or that it accords an equal status to all its people. But right now we are finding this equality or E word is missing. Okay, so this paragraph, very beautiful paragraph, that the promise of the far-sighted Indian constitution was of equal rights to all. If any benefit was accorded to smaller groups, religious or linguistic minorities or Dalits, it was in order to achieve substantive equality, which cut across all markers of identity such as color, race, language, faith, caste, religion or food. But now we see that faith, which was earlier absent from all these things, now it has come back very strongly, which is visible in the Citizenship Amendment Act 2019, where non-Muslims from 3 countries, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Pakistan, okay, they are allowed to have citizenship but not other religion. So in this way, she has also talked about cattle laws, then prohibition of transfer of immovable property and provision for protection of tenants law in Gujarat. Then a hostile environment has been created. Then there are unlawful conversion of religion ordinance and acts in various states. So she has charted out that how from that vibrant democracy we are slowly the Indian society is turning into something what its neighbors are. Okay, so that's the author view, not my view. Please go through the important news. Some of the important news today was about the Maganrega. The other important news was about Taiwan. Then we did about data protection bill. Then we also saw one news related to IT guidelines, then the section 79 of the IT Act. Then core sector, we did the core sector today in the economy. So these are important news for today. We will meet again in next week. Till then, have a nice day. Take care. Thank you.